Welcome back to my channel, my dear friends, and welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. One big happy family. Thank you so much for your love and support, your beautiful comments, your suggestions, your opinions. Not so much for the criticism. There's still some of them here and there, which I have blocked a few again this week. There's no need to be nasty. There's no need to be unkind. If you don't like something, move on to something else or to another channel or to another pattern, as you wish. Nobody's perfect. We're far from being perfect. God couldn't please everybody. I can't either. Okay. 4-ply 100% cut thread is most of the time that I use for my patterns. These are Portugal brands. 2.75 hook, a small scissor to cut the loose ends, of course, and a small hook to tuck in the loose ends. I'd like to mention I do have a private crochet group. You're more than welcome to join as long as you have a profile pic. I also have TikTok and Instagram. All these links will be listed below in the description box. All the measurements, the sizes, the hook size, in the description box. I also would like to thank the women that came through helping others in need of thread by donating to my PayPal account. Thank you so much. Nancy McDonald, thank you so much for your donation. I love you so much. You're one special gal in my heart. Let me tell you that. God bless all of yous, and let's keep crocheting. Let's keep creating these beautiful pieces, okay? So also inside the description box, there's a 2-minute link video to how to slow down the video, or by touching your screen and you can zoom it in, just touch and bring out the picture. You can see the stitches more clearly, okay? Okay, if I forget anything, I'll let you know during the video. Thank you again, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's free of charge. We go a long way in many hours, dedication hours, like there's no tomorrow, to bring these patterns for you guys. I don't speak just for myself, but for many other creators, designers. It's the only way we can keep going with these videos, by having your subscriptions. It costs you nothing. And also by giving thumbs up, it helps to circulate, have YouTube to recognize that it's an important channel. They circulate worldwide, get more people to join the channel. It's the only way we can continue this way, okay? So kindly thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell notification to be notified. And if possible, see the 2-second commercial. If it's long, you can cut through halfway, but at least watch a bit. It helps also the video. That's, that's them with the commercial stuff. I have no control of it, but it does help the channel, okay? Thank you, everyone. Let's get started. Okay, everyone, so we're going to create another beautiful round doily inspired by the beautiful Lydia Art Crochet, which I absolutely love. Her doilies, her work, she has a lot of similarities to my style, and I'm sure you guys are going to absolutely love this. So I'm going to create that. I might change up the stitch a bit. So I'm going to use this beautiful blue. I had done the last tutorial with this blue. There was a lot of comeback on it, and probably use white. If I don't use white, then I'll probably, because I change my mind a lot, people, you have to understand. So I'll probably use this cream color, okay? So 2.75 hook, small one to tuck in loose ends. And of course, I keep smacking into my camera, a pair of scissors, okay? Please, if you haven't subscribed, do so. It's free of charge. Like the channel, give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important to have YouTube recognize the channel and have it circulating. If possibly, watch the commercials. Go grab yourself a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. If you're a smoker, have a cigarette or a biscuit, and just let the commercial run, because that helps the channel too. Nonetheless, like it's a very long one, then watch a bit and then skip it. I think that counts for watching. Okay, so we are going to get started. Thank you again, everyone. So the first thing I'm going to do is my magic circle. So I basically just turn it like an X in my hand, grab the chain from behind, and do a slip stitch to secure it. I'm going to come back in with a single and chain 2. This is my first double crochet. I'm going to continue to do double crochets inside of my magic circle. In case you can't, then you can do a 5 to 6 chain. 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do a total of 12 double crochets. This is row 1. I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so I finished row 1 going into row 2. So I've closed in with slip stitch. I'm going to come back in the same stitch, stretch my thread a bit, single and 1 chain. So I have my first double crochet. We're having an increase in the same stitch. So we'll be having 2 double crochets per stitch, no chain space. Again, into the next one, 2 double crochets in the same stitch. This is row 2. I'll meet you at the beginning of row 3. 2 double crochet per stitch. So I've done row 2, going into row 3. I've closed in with slip stitch, coming back in, stretching my thread, single, 1 chain. Coming back in the same stitch, having an increase of another double crochet in the same stitch, so it's 2. Into the next one, we're doing 1 double crochet alone. Into the next one, 2 together. This is how we're going to proceed all the way around, the same way. Just want to grab my thread here properly. So 1 double crochet alone, 2 together in the same stitch, 1 double crochet alone, 2 together. I'll meet you at the end of my row. 2 double crochet, 1 alone, 2 double crochet, 1 alone. I'm going to repeat that all the way around. So going into row 4, so I've closed in with the slip stitch. Another thing you can do if you don't, if you guys have like a looser stitch, you don't want your stitch and your double crochet to pop up when you go out your 3 chains or however you go up on the next row. Just grab your thread to the back and then come into the next double crochet. Stretch your thread, do a single and 1 chain. If your stitch is tight, you can do a 2 chain. I'm coming back in again, creating another double crochet. So this is a good way in order not to have that line going up. My stitch is tight, so you can barely see it, but it's always good to teach you guys how to do it. So this time we're going to do 2 double crochet alone, right? Row 3 we did 1 alone. Now we're having row 4, 2 alone and 2 together. 1 and 2 in the same stitch. 1 double crochet alone, into the next stitch alone, and 2 together in the same stitch. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, going into row 5. Now row 5 I already closed in, did my first double crochet. On this row, we're going to do 2 together in the same stitch and 3 double crochet alone. So 1 per stitch. I have 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Now 2 together again. 1, 2. And 3 double crochets alone. 2 together in the same stitch. Okay. By the way, these are 4-ply 100% cotton thread for a lot of you that don't know. These are Portugal threads, similar to Aunt Lydia number 3 cotton. My thread's a little bit thinner. Your patterns will become bigger by using Aunt Lydia number 3. I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay. Okay, everyone, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, row 5. We're going to change up a bit. Going into row 6, I'm stretching my thread. I'm going to come back in and I'm going to do a single. This row number 6 and 7 is about single crochets. And we're also going to do the increase on the same stitch. So no different than what we did with double crochet, but we're doing with single. 2 singles on the same stitch, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And on my 5th, I'm doing 2 in the same stitch. And then again, single, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on my 5th, I'm doing 2 singles on the same stitch. Row 7 is exactly the same thing. It's a repeat. The difference is we're doing 5 singles, and on the 6th, we're doing an increase. I'll meet you at the beginning of row 7. So I finished row 6, closed in on my first single with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in that same single, do a single, and again the increase, another single on the same stitch. And then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On my 6th one, I'm doing 2 singles on the same stitch. Into the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single, and in the same stitch, single on my 6th one. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 7, going into row 8, and I'm coming in with my cream color. So I'm going to start exactly where I left off. I'm going to do a single, and 1 chain. So I'd have this as my, excuse me, half double crochet. I'm going to come right behind it and do a half double crochet. I'm going to skip a stitch coming into the next one and doing half double crochet, coming inside of that half and doing another half. So basically it's almost doing like sideways half double crochet. Skip a stitch into the next one, half, coming in that half and half again. Skip a stitch into the next one, half, coming in that half and doing half. Okay, so sideways half double crochet. Try again, skip a stitch, half, coming in behind and doing half. Skip a stitch, half, coming in and half. We're going to do this all the way around the same way. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, just finished row 8, going to row 9. I'm going to come back in the same stitch and I'm going to do a single. Okay, I'm going to do right here on top, single. So it's 1 per stitch, but now, okay, let's retry that again. Okay, just make sure you guys got it. We have to do increase on our 7th. So I've closed in with slip stitch. I'm going to do, better to do this way, 1 chain and single. And again, 1 more single on the same stitch. So I have an increase, 2 on the same stitch. Okay, into the next stitch. 1 single, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 singles on your 7th, 2 in the same stitch. Then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on my 7th, 2 singles on the same stitch. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 9 going into row 10. Now we're going to flip our pattern the other way. Should tuck in this string here just to hide it not to be in the way. So I'm just going to pull it through my stitches here on the ring a few times. Make sure it goes around so it doesn't come apart. Okay, so we're going to work on the back part of the pattern. I'm using a different blue. I want to make sure that I catch this here properly. And I'm going to do a slip stitch knot and 1, 2, and 3 chain. I'm going to come back into that first and create, I know it's always a little bit hard at the beginning, but okay, so we'll do 1 more chain, 4 chain. Coming into that first one and create double crochet. So basically what we're doing, we're trying to create like a little ring here, okay? I'm going to come inside of this double crochet with a single and 1 chain. So once we've done our double crochet, we're going to go on any of the stitches here and pull through and come back in and do 6 more double crochets. So we'll have a total of 7 double crochets. So far I have 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we're on the back part of the pattern. Okay, everyone, so I have my 7 double crochets. I'm going to do chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come back in and do a single. I'm going to turn to the back this stitch. I'm going to come back in that 3 chain we just did to hook in the ring with a single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. I'm going to continue and do 7 double crochets total again. I have 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3 chain, come back in and close it with single. I'm going to turn my pattern back again and so I'm going to turn it. I'm going to come in that ring, that 3 chain we just did, single and 2 chain. So that's my first double crochet. So we have it on backwards. Now we need to count 1, 2, 3 on the 4th. Try to put it this way will be better. On the 4th, again we're hooking in. And we're going to do the 7 double crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Chain 3, come in, single, turn around, come inside of those 3 chains we did, single, 2 chain, and do your 7 double crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3 chain, come in, single, turn around, coming in again, single, 2 chain. Again, we're going to count. This is on backwards. 1, 2, 3 on my 4th. And coming in again and doing the 7 double crochets. If you need to rewind and pause, look at it, take your time with it, go ahead. 2, 4, 6, 7, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm coming back in with a single. Turn around. We're going to work inside of this 3 chain we just did. Now you can see where you have to hook, okay? You don't hook these ones here, so you know you have 7 to do. 4, 5, 6, and 7 double crochet. 1, 2, 3 chain. Coming back in, single, turn around, coming inside of that 3 chain we just did, single, and 2 chain. So you know that you're hooking. So 1, 2, 3 on my 4th stitch, coming back in and complete your 7 double crochets. It's a little bit different than usual, but it's a beautiful pattern. 2, 4, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, chain, come in, single. Turn around, so this is what it looks like, okay? So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm basically on my last one here. And as you see, we have only 3 left because we need to hook it on here. So I've hooked my last one. I have 6 double crochets only. I am going to come on the very first one here that we did, and I'm going to hook my 6 double crochet and then come back in, not 6, 7 double crochet. So 2, 4, 6, and 7. Okay, so I hooked with my 6 and did another double crochet. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3 chain. I'm going to hook it on this double crochet here with a slip stitch. Okay, so on the very first one there, I'm going to turn around, come inside of that 3 chain, single, 2 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my 7th would be this chain here. Okay, so I'm just going to come on that first single that we did. Try that again because I don't want to be pulling threads here. And slip stitch. If you need to rewind it again, go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to count from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm going, let me just see for a second. So I've cut on my thread. You can continue with the same colors if you like. I'm going to come back in with my blue from the very first one. I love the details to this pattern. I think it's gorgeous. And I wanted to bring out the effect. So we're going to turn our pattern to the right side now, okay? We're going to work on the right side. I'm going to skip that first double crochet. You can start anywhere. And I'm going to do a single into the next stitch, single again. I'm going to do 5 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip the first double crochet into the second with single and single. So we're doing 2 singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the first double crochet into the second and into the third. We're going to repeat this all the way around. And I hope I'm not too high on the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip that first double crochet. Come into the second with single. And into the third with single. Sometimes I get distracted and get off camera. We don't want that, right? And this room is such a bright room. It's full of windows, just amazing. But it comes a certain time. There's no blinds in the room. It's supposed to be like the flower room, plant room, or something like that. My sister-in-law was kind enough to lend me the room for tutorials. So there's no blinds, no curtains, no nothing. Just a lot of lightning. It comes to a certain time that the sun hits in, and here it starts. You know, for that reason, you'll see sometimes my recordings with a bit of sun coming through. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so pretty much finished doing all of my 5 chains and my 2 singles. So I'm going to do 1 chain. I hooked in with a slip stitch on my first single. I'm coming back in and doing a single. So single on each single, 1 per stitch. Inside of this 5 chain, we'll be doing 5 singles. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 1 per stitch. Single over single, inside of the 5 chain, 5 singles, 3, 4, and 5, and 1 single per stitch, which is the 2 singles. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so I pretty much finished all my singles. I'm going to count this row as row 13, and I'll explain to you why. It's kind of hard to say, with these ones here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's the 2 rows of the singles, 8, the sideway double crochet, half double crochet, 8, singles 9, 10, 11, the 2 singles and the 5 chain, 12, and 13. We'll count it that way so there is no confusion. So going to row 14, I'm going to come back in after I've closed with slip stitch, do a single and 2 chain. This is my first double crochet. I'm going to do double crochet 1 per stitch all the way around. There is no increase in this row or on this row. So just 1 double crochet per stitch. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so I pretty much finished all my double crochets. Now we're going to continue to do 2 more rows. Repeat exactly what we've just done with the double crochets. So it's a total of 3 rows, no increases, just double crochet over double crochet. So I'm on my second row of these double crochets. That means we are, let me just recount because I get lost myself. So row 15 and 16, also a repeat. Double crochet 1 per stitch. So I'll meet you at the end of row 16 because 14, 15, 16 is just a repeat. Double crochet over double crochet. Okay, so I have 1 more row. And then I'll come back to you at the end of the next row, which is row 16. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 16, going into row 17 now. Row 17, we're going to start the increases, okay? So I'm coming back in, stretching my thread, single 1 chain. That's my first double crochet. Here's my increase. 2 together on the same stitch. Now I'm going to do 1 per stitch 13 times. That's not counting my 2. Okay, so right after my 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 double crochets alone. On my 14th, I'm doing 2 in the same stitch. And then again repeat 13 double crochets alone, 1 per stitch, and on your 14th we're doing the increase 2 together. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so onto row 18. Now, if you want to do an increase, you can continue. If you want your pattern bigger, you can continue more rows of double crochet, just keep increasing. So this row we did 13 alone, we went into the 14. That means the next row you would do 2 together and 15 alone and go into the 14 alone and go into the 15th. Okay, we did 13 on this one. I'm not going to go bigger than this, so I'm going to stop. I mean, not bigger than this. I don't want it to be that big, so I'm going to stop here because this is just a sample for you guys. So I'm going to do 1 chain, come back in, and we're going to basically repeat what we've done here with the singles. Okay, so single, and we must do the increase. I'm going to come back in again with another single. So 2 singles on the same stitch, coming into the next one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, okay, and on my 15th, I'm doing 2 singles, so 14 alone, and on your 15th, do 2 singles, that's the increase, okay? So I will meet you at the end of this row. 14 singles alone, on your 15th, 2 together. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished row 17, going into row 18, coming back in with the cream, and we're going to repeat the half double crochets. So you can start pretty much anywhere. So I'm going to just come on any of them, create a single, 1 chain. So I'll have my first half and go around it again and do another half. Skip 1 space, going to the next. Do half, come back in. Try to fix this a little bit better. Stretch it a bit and another half. Skip a space into the next one. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going to row 19. And row 19 is very simple. So I'm going to do 1 chain. I'm going to come back in and do a single. I'm going to have an increase of another single inside of the same stitch. I'm coming right on the next stitch right here with 1 single. So I'm not going to count these 2 singles. I'm going to start counting from here. We have to do 16 singles. And on the 17th one, we have the increase exactly how we did here. So coming in, so I have, this is my second, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and my 16th single, not counting the 2 here at the beginning. On my 17th, I'm going to do an increase on the same stitch, 2 together, and then count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, until you have 16 again, and on your 17th, you add 2 together. I'll meet you at the end. I want to mention also that the half double crochets, you must have even number. I have 96 and I had to skip 2 space in order to have 96. I didn't want to add extra ones. If I was going to add extra ones, that means I would have to not skip a space. So on my last one, I had skipped 2 singles here to get my 96 half double crochets. Okay, so as long as you have even number. Okay, everyone, so pretty much finished row 19 going to row 20, which will be exactly the same thing as we've done on here. So I'm coming back with my blue, and I'm going to do a 4 chain, not counting the slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to come on that first chain, and I'm going to do a double crochet. So it becomes like a little circle, in other words. I'm coming inside of that double crochet with single and 2 chain. Now you can pretty much grab where you want it on here. We must turn the pattern backwards. And I'm going to grab any space here, any stitch. Okay, so I've done a slip stitch through it. I'm going to come back in and do my 6 more double crochets. So 2. So I have 3. 3 already with the one that we hooked. 4, 5, 6, and 7 total. So that means you've done your first one and 6 more. Okay? I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. Coming back in, slip stitch. Now, we don't need to turn the whole pattern. All we need to do is turn the blue one here. Coming again inside of that 3 chain we did. Try to hide this little thing here, little string. Maybe I can hide it through here. So I'm coming inside of that 3 chain that we just did with a single and 2 chains. So my first double crochet, I'm going to have a total of 7 double crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished and I've turned my pattern backwards, exactly how we did with this one here. I'm going to do a 4 chain, not counting the slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to come back on the first one and do a double crochet. So in other words, I'm creating that first little ring like we did with this one here. Coming back in that double crochet I just did with a single and 2 chain. You can grab on any of these, and I'm going to close it in, slip stitch, coming back in that double crochet, and I'm going to do 6 more double crochets. So I'll have a total of 7 double crochets. I have 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Chain 3. Coming back in with a single. I'm going to turn my little pattern. Turn it. Come back in that 3 chain you just did. Single, 1, 2 chain. So that's my first double crochet. I'm going to complete 7 double crochets all together inside of that 3 chain we created. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3 chain. Coming inside again, the same space, and create a single. I'm going to turn it back again, coming in, creating single and 2 chain. So that's my first double crochet. So I'm going to count again, still with my pattern backward, trying to move my strings here. So 1, 2, 3 on my 4th, hooking it onto my pattern, coming back in and doing 6 more double crochets. So that's a total of 7. So I have 4, 5, 6, and 7. Chain 3. Coming back in, single. I'm going to turn my pattern, not the pattern itself, but the little motif here. And coming in that chain we worked, creating single, 2 chain. Create your 7 double crochets. No different than what we did with the other one. So we have 4, 5, 6, and 7. And chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Because we always work inside of these chains. Turn your pattern again. And again, you're going to come inside of that chain 3 with a single, 2 chain. Again, we'll be hooking onto the pattern. So you always have the right side into the wrong side, and this right side up here will be on the right side. So after you've created your double crochet, single, 2 chain, or however you do it, 3 chain, 1, 2, 3 on the 4th, hook, slip stitch, come back in, create your 6 more double crochet with the one you hooked, total of 7. 4, 5, 6, and 7. chain 3, come inside, single, turn your pattern, the little motif here, not the pattern completely. It always has to stay on the wrong side. Come inside of that chain and create your 7 double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, come back in, single. Turn your pattern again, and we're going to hook it onto the pattern again. So single, chain 2, working inside that 3 chain, and then count again. 1, 2, 3, on your 4th, slip stitch. And then do your 6 more double crochets with the one you hooked, gives you a total of 7. So we're going to repeat this all the way around. If you need to rewind the videos and put it on slower, then go ahead to your settings on the 3 little buttons up top of the video and slow down the video. 2, 4, 5, or zoom in the stitching on your screen. 2, 4, 6, total 7. And then 1, 2, 3, come in and single. Okay, so we'll have, this is on the back part, and the one here is on the right. But when you turn it, this will be on the back part, the bottom one, and this one will be on the right side. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm on my very last one. Okay, we're still backwards. And I'm going to tie it. 1, 2, 3 on my 4th. And do my only 6, so 1, 2, 3, that's included with the one we hooked, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, on our 7th one, we're going to do an incomplete. And we're going to come and hook it right at the beginning here where we started that first double crochet. Pull it through and slip stitch. Okay, now we're going to do a 3 chain. 1, 2, and 3. Come back in and close it with single. Okay, we're going to turn, come in, do your 7, or actually 6 double crochets, I should say, not 7, 6. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, and our 7th would be this chain here. So I'm just going to hook her right at the edge here with a slip stitch. Okay, and another slip stitch just to make sure that nothing comes apart. So pretty much have all of them in and secure it. And then tuck in your loose ends. It's looking pretty beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so on to the next. Okay, so on to the last row. We're pretty much done with it. I'm coming back with my cream and I'm coming in that first double crochet, and I'm grabbing, it's always harder when you grab the first one, but basically back loops. So I've done a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in and do a single. So all this row will be about singles, but I'm going to use back loops only. So 6 singles, and on my 7th one, I'm going to do a slip stitch. Okay, and then 1, 2 chain, coming again into that first, like that, using back loops. If you want to use front loops, that's fine, but I think, it looks much nicer this way, and so we'll just continue that way. 6 singles again, so it's just singles, very easy. And on my 7th one, I'm going to do a slip stitch, chain 2, coming in that first double crochet with single, back loops, single, single. So you do your 6 single, and on the 7th, slip stitch, chain 2, and again, just a repeat of all the singles again. Okay, so this does it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I loved it. Thank you so much, Lusvania Art Crochet. I will leave her link below in the description box. You can always go to your settings on the video and put the language you would like, because her videos are in Portuguese. She's from Brazil. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. If you have not subscribed, please do so. If you like the videos, of course, give a thumbs up. It's extremely important for the channel. God bless you. I send you so much love and so much hugs and prayers. And I also need prayers for myself and my family. Please be kind and pray for us too. Until next time, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.